Whoever I meet now, I can confidently make them like me and connect with me way more than I used to a few months ago when I didn't know these few tips that I'm going to be telling you today. I'll give you months of book knowledge and wisdom that I've used in my own journey to get me to this point right here where I can talk with people and get them to like me and connect with me much easier. We're going to be talking about 3 simple steps that will skyrocket how people view you. Before we start this video, my name is Aris, also known as Screw Mediocrity, and I'm a leader of young men trying to pick their attractiveness and set up their mindset for success. So the first thing would be to talk about the other person's interest. So what I like to do is whenever I hop on a call with someone, especially if they're high quality, and I want to connect with them, and I feel like I haven't yet set the relationship at that, like, to that point where we can connect easily and ask favors from each other and stuff like that. That's where I just hop on the call and I ask them 3 at least to 5 questions about themselves before I even talk about myself a little bit, because that way you set a standard that, okay, this guy is actually worried about me, about my life, about my business, about whatever, before I even start talking to him about his business. And that really helps people to help you even more, to ask about you, about your day. The more you are selfless and you want to just help others, that's where you're gonna get most of the benefits. Because if you just talk about yourself and you just keep yapping and yapping, bro, like, they will not give a fuck about you. They will not be looking forward to meeting with you or hopping on calls with you, because you're just like a selfish guy, bro. Like, you don't even care about others. You're just like, oh, this happened to me, I want this favor. It's like, bro, you have to put in way more effort than you give. The second thing would be to mostly listen to people first. When you're gonna be talking, just listen to the person talking and just like ask more questions, especially if it intrigues you, because that way you just listen way more and you just don't interrupt the person in between when they're talking, because, bro, like, that's super disrespectful, first of all. And second of all, is like, bro, chill out. That trauma that you had from when you were a child, where like people weren't listening to you and they were interrupting you, don't bring that into like new networks, like into new connections, bro. Like, people might be very respectful and listen to you, especially if they're higher quality. So why try to interrupt them because you have like some type of trauma, right? Get over it, shut your mouth, let the person finish. And if you have something to say, because I've gone through this as well, right? Like, I'm not just trying to pull this out of my ass. I want to tell you the exact tips that helped me. And the first is like, just try to remember it. Like, it's very easy to say, but try to remember it, because the more you have it in your brain, but at the same time you're also like listening to the other person, the more you practice that, the more you'll get better at it, right? So I'm not just saying that just like throw this out there like, oh, just listen. It's like, it's not easy. Like, it's easier said than done. So it's much better for you to just try and remember it, right? You're not gonna remember like whatever you want to say all of the times, but you'll get used to it and you will remember, bro. The second thing is write down the thing that you want. So if you feel like you're gonna forget one thing, like it's pretty big and you don't want to like just try to remember it and not be focused on the other person and what they're saying, write that idea down, let the person finish, and then start talking. So don't interrupt the person, listen, ask questions, and be a great spectator, because that way people are gonna love you so much more, bro. Like, you don't know how many people want to be listened to, but they just can't, because most people are just like selfish and they're like average. They're just like, hopping on calls, talking about them. They don't even care about the other person. It's like, bro, you have to make the difference. And the third thing would be to give away way more than you ask. So if you're going to ask for a favor, especially from the person that you know can like help you with your problems, don't just neglect them and their needs. You should put their needs before yours, before like asking for anything, right? Because that way, firstly, you're interested in them, which they fucking love. Like, people love talking about themselves. This is actually from the book How to Win Friends and Influence People. So that's the first thing. And second thing is like, you have to give way more than you ask back, because first of all, think about it. It's gonna be very awkward if you're just like, oh, yo, how you doing? Oh, can I ask this favor? It's like, mostly people are gonna be like, nah. Oh, it's gonna be like, oh, it's hard, let's postpone. It's like, they're not gonna agree with you because they don't give a fuck about you. Like, it's like, why the fuck would I help you? You should be thinking about it like that. You shouldn't be like, oh, the world is cruel, and be like a little bitch. It's like, bro, you have to give value to receive anything back. And the more you give, the more the person respects you, and the more the person will give you afterwards. One thing that I did actually, which is a great example, is I'm in this community where I have like a tight knit community of other people in there who are very dedicated. They are higher quality, and I remember just posting a post about free looks maxing coaching that I was doing, right? Some like free service basically. So that was just to get testimonials. And then just this guy just came up to me. He was like, "Yo, is this still available?" I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." We hopped on a call. I helped him. I didn't even expect anything back. Bro, this guy helped me get my first sale in the next few weeks. Just because I talked to him about my struggles, why I'm doing this, why I'm trying to get testimonials. And he's like, "Yo, I can help you with this." And he did. Like the power of just giving without expecting to receive anything back. It's so fucking huge, bro. The benefits, the advantage you get is like it's immaculate, bro. It's huge. So what you should be doing is hopping on a call, and your objective for the first 1 or 2 3 calls maybe should be to just help the person as much as possible. If you ask the person and they tell you that I have this problem that you can help them with, help them as much as possible. Text them as much as possible about that thing. Maybe, I don't know, send them a course over or something like that. Just give way more than you receive, because that way, bro, if you one day you feel like, okay, I need this guy's help, like I need it right now, they will easily say yes, because they're like, oh, this guy is interested in me, which I fucking love. This guy is giving me so much value when I've never asked him to. I never paid him for that. Why wouldn't I give him that type of value back? I feel like that's kind of a yin yang type of thing, because it's like, oh, I have something that you want, I give it to you, and you have something that I want and you give it to me. So it's like a yin yang. But the point is just like, give way more than you ask. It's much more virtuous to just give away. You feel like you're more mature. You feel like you are a better human because of it. Because the best gift a man can give is just giving. Giving lessons, help, gifts, whatever. It doesn't matter. It just has to do with giving to another person. So I'm not gonna lie, like, even I, for example, when I make money, I get way more joy by spending it on other people rather than myself. Which isn't to say that I don't enjoy spending my money on myself. It's just that I feel so much better to give, like, be useful basically, or give gifts and feel like, yo, this guy, like, I know, like, his presence exists as well because he's useful. He's giving gifts, I'm not just that, as like a shallow thing, like, oh, they're thinking about me only because I'm giving them gifts. But they should be like, oh, this guy is actually pretty fucking cool. I like him. And you want people to like you, You don't want to optimize in a way that you're trying to get everyone to like you, but you want people to have like a good image of you. So even with Andrew Tate, a lot of people don't like him online. But in person, they fucking love him. He gives gifts to people, bro. Like, that's what you need to do as well. You need to give. And bro, like, this is one of the best gifts. And like, believe me, if you want to ask for a favor from a person, just give them 2-3 times more before asking them that thing, and they will agree 100%. If you like this video, subscribe right now, and if you want to look smacks in the next 30 days, click the first link in the description to join our movement. There's also a free new course in there to help you start your attractiveness journey right now. Stop wasting time.